And we are live, baby.
Hello and welcome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Midweek Marquee. I am, of course, joined by my ever so awesome co-host, John. What's up, baby?
The white chocolate milk dud.
That may or may not have been dropped on the carpet.
The thumb with two thumbs.
The scruffy thumb.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's good?
Oh, you know, just
Everybody.
another day.
Another day. Did you enjoy your Labor Day?
I did. By continuing to enjoy unemployment.
Yes.
Just hung out with my kid. It was awesome. Raven, hello. Yeah, man, just doing things. It's another day in the life, you know.
Of course.
So yeah, we got a few movies coming out this week. It looks like.
Yes.
Um,
The most anticipated movie of the year, I do believe.
and which one's that?
Beetlejuice.
That's right.
The reincarnation, revitalization of that IP.
I'm telling you, man, these Hollywood has just taken any kind of like franchise or IP or fandom or whatever you want to call it. They take something. They're like, what else can we milk out of this?
You got to take something really good, and you got to wring it out, get every last penny.
Pretty much.
Interesting. It's actually interesting that we're pointing that out. I don't know how familiar you are with the Beetlejuice IP. All right, how far you go back?
I watched the movie numerous times growing up.
Did you watch the cartoon?
I did not watch the cartoon.
So the reason I bring that up is because I believe that from the shots that I've seen of Beetlejuice in his suit, the black and white striped suit, that's very reminiscent of the cartoon. I believe it was on Nickelodeon.
I think you're right, actually. I remember a cartoon being around. But
Where he was a far more friendly ghost with the most.
The ghost with the most, babe.
Yeah.
I love that bit when they're like, can you be a little scarier? And he's like, oh, I'm scary. Yeah, sure. All right, let's see. How's this? Blah! I love that bit.
I think it's going to be a little bit more shock value-y this time around. So I actually have high hopes for this movie. I am a fan of Winona Ryder. I am a fan of Jenna Ortega. I am a fan of Michael Keaton, most definitely. I'm a fan of Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
So and Catherine O'Hara. It would be nice to see all these guys get back together.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Winona Ryder's father got caught with cheese pizza and is now.
I think I heard about that.
That
one took me a second.
I
was like, what? Pizza? Oh, right, indeed. Yeah, it's a bad day.
What was his name? Not Alec Baldwin. He was the original. Jeffrey Jones, the good old Jeffrey Jones. Unfortunate.
Bartleby Jones.
That
was the guy that was the guy that played the dad in
the original.
He does look like a Baldwin.
Who, Jones?
Yeah.
No. Alec Baldwin, ironically, actually he played the original Adam and Barbara. But no, Jeffrey Jones played in a ton of different stuff. He was really like a workhorse through the 80s and 90s.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of it was Alec Baldwin in
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played Adam.
Are you talking about like Winona Ryder's like actual dad?
No, not her actual dad. The dad from the original movie.
Yeah, who played it was Adam.
No, no, no,
Adam
no,
and
no.
Barbara.
No, Adam and Barbara were the ghosts that adopted her. It was Charles and Delia, Catherine O'Hara, and Jeffrey Jones.
Okay, yeah.
Jeffrey Jones played the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He
That's right.
played
Yes, yes. That's right. The story kind of threw me off because I remember
the way I threw it at you. I know I threw it
yeah,
correctly.
Alec Baldwin's character and Gina Davis's character were in my head like the parents. But that's right, they were the ghosts.
Yeah, they were the ghosts that adopted her. Mom and Dad Saved the World, The Hunt for Red October. That's all the stuff that Jeffrey Jones was in. Like I said, he was the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was one of the main characters in Sleepy Hollow, which was another Tim Burton film.
Love Sleepy Hollow.
Love Sleepy Hollow. Great. My kids watched it. They loved it. And I know that's horrible because it's so gory.
Yeah.
But, they play gory ass video games, so.
I mean, it's funny because I should probably put that phone on silent. No, like I've always liked the Edgar Allan Poe vibes from Sleepy Hollow.
Yes. Yes.
They should really call him Edgar Allan Poem because he wrote so many poems.
So many poems. so many sonnets.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the new Beetlejuice. It's gonna be a ride for sure. I didn't read too much up on it, to be honest.
I don't think. Well, I mean, here you read the caption. After a tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family. Oh, I'm assuming they're probably queuing up Jeffrey Jones's passing, or Charles's passing.
Yeah.
It's the tragedy. 3 generations of Dietz families return home to Winter River, still haunted by Beetlejuice. Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter, Astrid, played by Jenna Ortega, accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife. And then it seems like it's a raucous party after that.
Yeah. I just noticed Willem Dafoe's in this, Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge cast.
Danny DeVito's character is unnamed so far.
Janitor.
He's a janitor.
He's one of the janitors in the underworld.
Oh, that's okay.
Mark Heenahan is playing the voice of Clive, who was, I believe, Tinky Winky of the Teletubbies.
Wow. Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Put Willem Dafoe's name on it. I still have to watch The Lighthouse.
It's got that's phenomenal. That's a slow burn, but it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, I figure a movie about 2 guys in a lighthouse singing sea shanties, just because and I know Robert Pattinson gets a lot of flack for, but he's a great actor too. I like him.
Yes, when he's allowed to act.
Yeah. Where are we at here?
A couple names also worth mentioning is Justin Theroux is in this. He's a phenomenal actor. Monica Bellucci and Bern Gorman.
I just saw Bern Gorman. I like him.
So yeah, this cast is literally power packed. I think if it's bad, which it's Tim Burton, how can I hate the final last famous last words? How could this be bad?
Yeah. Impossible. It's gonna be great.
I think it's gonna be good.
The knockout cast. I mean, it's one of those things where it harps on the whole spiel of remakes and reboots and sequels and prequels and just adding more to stories that are already established, and there's nothing original. But I would make an exception with this.
I don't think this one's going to suffer from that. I don't think this is going to suffer from that because in like a lot of those situations, it's somebody else taking the IP and then doing what they want with it. Where this one is, it's Tim Burton and it's the original gang. And I don't know who the writers are. Alfred Goh, Miles Miller, Seth Graham Smith. I don't know them, but I think if you just let Tim be Tim, I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
I think I think it's going to be good, at least in the same caliber that Tim Burton puts up.
Yeah, he doesn't miss, so
No.
I'm confident. I like
No,
this. I like this.
I don't think he misses at all. I mean, yeah.
And,
So yeah, I'm eager. I think that's a theater. I think that's a theater vote.
I agree. I'll definitely see that one in theaters. Also, shameless plug, if anybody wants us to keep doing this, we have, if you go to streamlabs.com/general admissions podcast, go ahead and throw us a few bucks so we can actually pay for movie tickets and check out these movies. We have merch available and everything as well. Links will be in the descriptions. What's the next movie we were gonna check out for the midweek?
The Front Room.
The Front Room.
The Front Room. Starring Brandy Norwood.
No
and
kidding.
Solange. Or no, that isn't Solange. It's Catherine Hunter. Yes, Brandy Norwood. You remember Brandy from The Brandy Show?
Yeah, she was a singer back in like the 90s, early 2000s era as well. I low key had a crush on her when I was younger. I used to think she was so pretty, absolutely gorgeous.
You not?
Voice of an angel. I fucking loved me some Brandy. The Front Room tells a story of a newly pregnant couple who are forced to take in an ailing, estranged stepmother. What?
Right. So I'm like, okay.
She's had a few acting gigs.
You haven't been in this. Yeah. Well, no. She was much more of a popular actress back in like you said, like the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's along the lines of like, where you're making a comeback? Where's this coming from? I just realized that it's actually dropping the same day as Beetlejuice, which is never good. But,
yeah.
But did you see who's producing it?
Directors, writers, stars. No. Where's bullshit. No.
No.
We go production.
A24.
Is this an A24 film?
It's an A24 film. Ooh. And it's from the same writers as Hereditary, which means this is going to be fucking wild.
Oh.
And I absolutely love that if she's making a comeback, she's making a comeback under the umbrella of A24. That would be she's set up for success, hands down.
Yeah. No, that's
I hate the fact that she looks younger than me.
Right? She's aging like a fine wine.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This looks interesting.
So, yeah,
I like that it's not giving too much information on the story.
That's very A24-esque, where they drop like a very short little snippet. It's a story about people, and you go into it and you're like, okay, so it's a couple with a stepmother that's going to move in, and then of course the wildest shit is going to happen, and by the end of it, somebody's sawing their head off.
I think
their own head.
Yeah, that was the Jesus, that movie. I think that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed Longlegs so much, is because I went in totally blind.
Oh yeah,
because like a lot of trailers nowadays, and even like certain synopsis, just like it gives away so much that like you almost don't even have to go see the movie. You're just like, I already know the story pretty much.
that is the conundrum of the horror genre, because you want to be able to put enough out there that's going to entice people to come and see the movie, but you don't want to give too much away. And a lot of movies make that mistake of basically putting the most of the movie, the scary parts, in the trailer. So then you don't really, nothing truly is revealed. Like, you give everything but the twist, and the twist typically isn't enough of a payoff. I want the horror genre to be a ride. I want it to be like, what the fuck? I want to come out of it like shook.
Yeah, which is how it should be, honestly.
The only movies as of late that have done that for me is A24. A24, from Midsummer to Hereditary.
Midsummer
to
was
The Witch.
rough. That movie was like
you know, if anybody hasn't seen The Witch alone, granted, slow burn timepiece, you know, it's set in like feudal America in the colonies, but like the way it goes is like, whoa.
Yeah.
When it turned hard, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I think pretty much A24 doesn't greenlight anything that isn't going to be like mind blowing. So I am
yeah, this looks good, and I'm
interested in this. Definitely.
Anything A24, as soon as I see that production tag, that's when I'm kind of like,
oh,
okay, this is gonna be good.
I mean, I hate this, like, because they talk about how all the other critics are like, well, if you like A24, like, it's some sort of negative. But the reality is, they're just putting out good films, and like, yeah, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, all of them are above a 5. I'm in. Like, how are you going to knock that? I haven't seen a film from A24 that's like, that was like a 3. No, there isn't one. The Green Knight, I watch all of them. I watched every single one of them.
That one I haven't seen yet.
It's not a horror movie.
I didn't get a horror. I got the vibe that it was gonna that Green Knight was gonna be something along the lines of like, not like it's the world I'm thinking, like, not psychological thriller, but kind of just like dimensional bending something out.
Kind of.
Can't put my finger on it.
The Green Knight is it's a reinterpretation of an Arthurian story about the Green Knight and like dealing with a promise of your life. So the Green Knight basically swears fealty to Arthur and has to go and do this quest, and the quest ends up being like costing him his life. And I gave nothing away there. It's him. The story is him wrestling with all of those thoughts. And there's, you know, a lot of people be like, if you're going there for the action, that's not what it's about. But the Green Knight's a good movie. But they're all good movies. They're all phenomenal movies.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I like action, but I prefer, like, as long as anything has a good story, I'm in.
Yeah. So let's move on. I'll take the A24 out of my mouth.
Yeah. All right. So front room. That's I think that's going to be a theater.
Oh. Yes, I would love to catch an A24 film in theaters. Absolutely.
And
the next one, the Thicket. West Texas, a boy who, after his sister is kidnapped by a violent killer known only as Cutthroat Bill, enlists a fierce bounty hunter named Reginald Jones, who becomes the leader of a group of outcasts searching for the stolen girl. You do a good job.
I was impressed.
Thank you.
That was
Peter Dinklage.
Lovely.
Peter Dinklage and Juliette Lewis.
As soon as I saw fellow New Jerseyan Pete,
yeah,
I'm immediately intrigued.
Big Pete.
Yeah, it's good. Andrew Schultz is in this. No shit.
Schultz?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Love Schulte.
I don't think he's ever acted in anything.
No, he's got a TV show. He's got a
He's
TV
been
show
in
on
TV,
Netflix.
but
Yeah,
but no like film production.
not any major film that I know of.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a walk-on role because you know that Dinklage just did Schultz's podcast, right? Like,
I did not know that. See,
yeah,
that's why
he
I
did.
like Andrew's podcast. I love his stand up comedy. He's funny. Um. Oh, and he's a producer too. An actor, comedian, producer, podcaster, and stand up known for his work on MTV2's Guy Code. See, I never even heard of that. The Frequency podcast, Brilliant Idiots podcast.
His major show right now is called Tires. It's him and what's that goober's name?
Oh, he's been
Shane Gillis.
Who?
Him and Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis is like the main character.
Oh yeah.
You know, but Schulte plays like a competing. It's about a tire shop, and Schultz runs a competing tire shop, but they're friends, and they're constantly on the TV show. It's silly. It's silly humor. It's definitely like a 2024 like what do they call those? It's not a rom-com. Sitcom.
Oh
It's
yeah.
definitely like a 2024 sitcom.
Got it.
It's not bad. I got through about like 4 or 5 episodes.
Oh,
It's
he's even
chuckle-worthy.
in the he's even got a part in the remake of White Men Can't Jump,
That would make sense.
which is again like why are we remaking? Dude, just let Spike Lee do his thing.
James Hetfield's also in this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just realized that. The Thicket, James Hetfield is also in this.
He is in this. What? Okay.
What? It's a Western. There's no fuel. There's no fire. There's no gibber.
There's a. I also love how there's a guy. Derek Gilroy. His character's name is Fatty. And then there's another guy, Teach Grant. His name is Slim. God, I hope those two are like.
Fatty and Slim. They got to be partners.
Yeah, they have to. You can't not have that dynamic duo.
One of the things that I think is really funny is the resurgence of Western films. People doing Western films like that are, I don't want to say artistic, but definitely like off the beaten path. Like, you know, finding a kidnapped girl is not that. It's not a drum that hasn't been beat before. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I'm seeing this sort of resurgence of interesting cowboy movies. Bone Tomahawk,
Yeah.
Old Henry, and they tend to be good. They tend to, and there's a little bit of like because they're coming back right now, because they're sort of in style right now. There's that little bit of bump that puts them up there because they're different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a big part of what really brought Westerns kind of back into the fray of everything is Quentin Tarantino. His like The Hateful Eight, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Django, phenomenal.
yeah.
And it's not like the typical, because when you think Western, you think, two guys meeting out front of the saloon, guns at dawn, like kind of, 10 paces and turn.
There was a movie with Ethan Hawke in it that was one of my favorite Westerns. It was recent. Taylor Swift.
Another movie that, speaking of Peter Dinklage, that I really loved him in, I Care a Lot.
I don't think I've seen that.
Ooh, it's a good one. It's about this woman who looks up pretty much like elderly people who seemingly have like no family or anyone, like any next of kin who have anyone to take care of them, and they're in these like typically like homes and stuff, or like living by themselves or something, and they have like, so she looks these people up and goes through this legal loophole of, oh, I'm your caretaker now, and literally just like sends them to a home and takes all their shit and sells it and pawns it off or whatever.
What?
It's a fucking good movie.
Yeah, fuck them old people. So no, wait. So who? So she's basically stealing old people to get their stuff.
Essentially, yeah.
And what's the resolution?
Just check it out. I think it's on Netflix. It's called I Care a Lot.
Is it? It's a fictional story.
Please
be a fictional story.
I hope so. It came out in 2020.
Rosamund Pike, Elisa Gonzalez, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, I think it's a fictional story. I don't think it's a non-fiction.
Yeah, it's a satirical black comedy. Okay. No. What? Jesus.
Great movie though.
Okay. I'll definitely put that up there. The movie that I was thinking of is called In a Valley of Violence, which is probably one of the most overlooked movies that Ethan Hawke did, considering there's actually a lot that he did, but it's definitely one that not a lot of people paid attention to. It's Ethan Hawke, John Travolta, and I believe there's another John Travolta, Ransom, Toby Huss, Vern Gorman. He's in it.
That's a fairly recent film too, 2016.
Yes. That's what I mean. Like that's what I mean by like the resurgence is like these are kind of like creeping up. Like Bone Tomahawk was like I think like 2018 or 2019. Nobody knew about it.
Yeah, that one I didn't even hear about it until someone brought it up to me one day when I was at work.
Oh, and the director for In a Valley of Violence is Ty West. He's gotten more notable since.
Yeah, I just looked him up because his name didn't look familiar, but apparently he also, I'm looking at what he did. Known for Pearl, X, The Innkeepers, The House of the Devil.
Yes. So there's one. Take a lean back. If you like Pearl, I guarantee you're gonna Pearl, X, Maxine, them. You're gonna like In a Valley of Violence. It's such a quintessential like cowboy movie. Like guy just wants to be left alone with his dog, and punk asses won't leave him alone, so he goes back and yes, and yes, all the way yes.
I've never seen Pearl, and I do love
Pearl.
Yeah, I do,
Pearl?
and I do love period pieces too. So psychological drama, psychological horror, psychological thriller.
Did you see X?
I didn't see X either.
Really?
Yeah.
So X, Pearl, and Maxine are a series. They're a trilogy.
Interesting. Okay.
And yeah. And they're definitely one of those more mind-bending trilogies because Mia Goth stars in all of them, and they're all different time periods. They're like the 20s, the 70s, and like 2024. I'm not going to go into that right now. I think that deserves like its own dedicated podcast. Like we should watch the whole series and then sit down and discuss it. Cause it's
yeah, I've never
bloody
and Pearl's an A24 production as well. God damn, I gotta
Yes.
watch these things, man. I'm fucking up. Is there like a particular order you gotta watch that trilogy in, or?
If you, I would recommend watching them in the order of their release, and not
Okay, because it looks like X and Pearl both came out in 2022, and then Maxine came out this year.
Yes. So X technically, Pearl happens first chronologically. X happens second. Maxine happens third. I would actually recommend watching them in the order of their release because
X,
different
Pearl,
characters.
X, Pearl, Maxine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah, because I believe if I remember correctly, the main character from X is actually in Maxine also. Yes, she is Maxine.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look. So I think it's all just Mia Goth.
Yeah, it's all Mia Goth, but what I mean is like the character herself. It's spanning across time.
Okay, but it's so like X, Pearl, and Maxine. Mia Goth is portraying these characters.
Yes.
So Mia Goth is Maxine in X.
In X and Maxine, because essentially X is before she reaches stardom. Maxine is when she does reach stardom.
That makes sense.
And it's a ghost story. It's a slasher film. It's a psycho thriller. I personally think that they're actually all like, they're not necessarily like a trilogy, but actually like you're supposed to watch them back to back to back to make sense.
Yeah, because I wouldn't expect them to, since they're kind of all over the place as far as timepieces go.
I love Mia Goth. I think she's adorable.
She's pretty. I can't think of anything else I've seen her in. I'm looking up her.
I saw her in A Cure for Wellness. I didn't see Marrowbone.
Infinity Pool, Mayday, The House, Emma.
You know she's married. You know who she's married to, right? The one, the only, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Just do it.
I love that video where it's like with the big paper mache heads of Shia LaBeouf, and
I'll put in I don't know if they're married. I know that they have a kid together. Let me put it that way. I don't know if they're married.
Okay.
I believe that they're married, and I believe that she's the one that actually got him clean. She helped him get his shit together. But
yeah, because his shit was not always together.
No.
Which is a shame, because I love him, and I would he's one of those actors where he I would consider him like an artist. Like I would say he's like what's that movie, the war movie he was in with Brad Pitt?
Fury, where he knocked his own tooth out.
Yeah. Like, but I think it's also a big, when he started out on that show, Even Stevens, I think it's called. When you start out, we've talked about this before on the show. Like when you're a child actor and you reach a level of fame as a young person in Hollywood, like it tends to
make you go crazy.
Yeah, and but I have always enjoyed anything that he's done, any movie that he's been in.
Did you ever see Honey Boy?
No, but that's on my watch list.
Definitely, that's one
that's like
you should definitely watch.
That's like his autobiography, essentially.
It's more of a biopic about his dad.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I know his dad was like a boxer or something, wasn't
His dad was a carny.
he? Okay.
His dad was a carny, and he had I want to say he was like so it's been a while since I went down the Shia LaBeouf rabbit hole, but I want to say that he was like a Broadway performer, not Broadway, but like a stage performer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was also like a clown in the circus, and he also did like all sorts of like random ass jobs all the time.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that where it threads the needle really well for a person who is a tortured artist and a genius. And like, people rag on Shia, but I think we're about to see more of his actual genius, because his ego's come down a lot. I would also recommend the podcast with him and John Bernthal. I think it's called the Real Ones podcast, and that's his last like major appearance in the public eye. And no, because that podcast was right before he does the movie about the priest, Pope Pius. But I would recommend seeing all of that. Honey Boy, John Bernthal's The Real Ones, and Pius.
What? So yeah, I'll check those out. The one he did with fucking Matt Hardy or Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy.
Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy.
They're like in the South.
Oh, that's one of my dad's favorite movies. I know what you're talking about. Tom Hardy is such a chameleon.
Yeah.
Really, you can't look up Shia LaBeouf on. I think I spelled it wrong. Shia, L-E. There he is. No, L-A.
L-A-B-E-O-U-F.
O-U-F. Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf. I love that video though, with the big paper mache heads of Shia LaBeouf, and it's like people acting it out, and in the stands it's just Shia LaBeouf, like in the
Lawless
crowd. Lawless, that's it.
Lawless.
Great movie.
Yes. Phenomenal movie. Also phenomenal supporting cast. I mean, you got Tom Hardy, you got Jason Clarke, you got Guy Pearce, Jessica Chastain. Dane DeHaan, but that was before he got huge. Gary Oldman. Yeah. Noah Taylor.
I forgot Gary was in that one.
Lawless is phenomenal. Phenomenal cast, phenomenal flick. Quotable as hell. My favorite is when the revenuers are out busting Tom Hardy's character's Forrest, his balls. He's like, "Don't make me come down off this porch." And before he even get up, Jason Clarke comes out the door and just starts kicking the shit out of the sheriff.
I remember that
tell
part.
You about coming around here hassling us.
Yeah. He puts the fucking
hey, Howard. Tom said, Howard, slow it down, Howard. Come on out.
Alan, what's up, baby? Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Tomorrow you said yesterday.
Refrain from spamming caps. I guess, yeah.
What?
So far anything that's been in chat has been all caps. Or else what, bot? Yeah, Alan came in chat on Twitch and he said, "Just do it. Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Just do it."
And then the Streamlabs bot was like, "Please refrain from spamming caps." And Alan just goes, "Or else what, bot?"
So before, because that pretty much wraps it up. We're starting to ramble about different movies. I
Yeah.
just wanted to drop. Today was early access to a game I've been anticipating for a long period of time, and the world is anticipating for the past 8 years. Space Marine 2. That drops on September 8th. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. I recommend looking it up. The more I dug into it, the more I think this game's going to be literally like Halo of its generation.
I watched a couple people streaming it right now who have early access. It looks good.
So good. I mean, I would love to get into the technicalities of it, like the fact that they're able to spawn like thousands of characters on screen at the same time. Flawless, fluid, executions and just stuff. But dude, I am hyped. I would literally entertain the idea of like streaming it.
There you go.
I don't stream video games, but I think that I think I might.
Fuck it.
But yeah, so
Alan
September
goes,
8th.
I thought we were going to talk about Squirrel with a Gun.
Squirrel with a Gun's interesting too. That looks funny. That looks funny above all else.
I was watching Alan stream the other day. He was streaming this game called Trombone Champ.
Trombone Champ. He's good at giving the trombone.
Well, it's it's
Miss you, Alan.
it's a funny one. He was just playing like Star Spangled Banner and like all those other random songs, and it's like you I think you use your mouse to control the pitch of the trombone, and it's just like, and it just sounds terrible. It's like when you play a recorder over like songs, and it's just like it's funny.
Well, listen, that's all I got to say. I look forward to Friday. I think we need to talk, but I need to go eat dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, we will be doing a review of what movie do we want to watch? Let's get that settled.
That's a good question.
What movie are we going to watch this week?
Well, we had a bunch of recommendations from last Friday.
Yeah, we did. We got The Void. We got a bunch.
You want to do The Void?
I'm down to do The Void.
You want to do The Void? We can do The Void.
Let's do The Void. We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch a movie. We'll do a review on it next week. If you have any recommendations for us, check us out on Discord. If you want to support this channel directly, go to Streamlabs. Link in the bio. All that stuff. Follow us on Instagram at Generally Admitting, and our link tree's in there. You can get access to all our stuff. Appreciate everybody hanging out, and we will see you next time.
In 2 days.
Later.